Do y'all like 10 at 10s? We got a good one for you today. It's another surprise Thursday, 10 at 10. It's August 3rd of 2023. Get hyped, there's another great 10 at 10 this week.
Hey y'all, I'm Tim. Guys, we're gonna be talking about 10 of the 20 trees getting listed today. Sign up for our weekly emails, you'll figure out the full listing of 20. Guys, we're listing some killer plants today, so check out that email. And if you don't get that email, just make sure you hop on MrMaple.com at 10 a.m. These trees get listed right then. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when you actually find them on the website. Guys, you're gonna love today's 10 at 10.
Shout out to our international members of the Maple Mafia. We really appreciate y'all subscribing. We can't ship to you, but we really appreciate you being part of our team by signing up here on our channel. We had daily videos here on the Mr. Maple Show, and we hope it's something you'll enjoy. Let's talk about trees, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, and if you hadn't heard, we got an open house coming up. That's coming up on Labor Day this year.
All right, guys, we got orange.
8 to 4, Labor Day. Y'all, starting out today,
we got Orange Fan.
Orange Fan.
Acer japonicum, Orange Fan.
Orange Fan puts on this amazing bright orange growth, y'all. And that's where it gets the name of Orange Fan. It's got those large Acer japonicum leaves with that orange new growth.
Orange, you a fan of Orange Fan? This is gonna pair with that Blushing Beauty we had a few weeks ago. Give you an orange blushing spring japonicum that'll really bring it in that spring garden. This is a Talon Buchholz introduction, and I think it's a great one. This is one that's gonna have kind of that orangey hue, but really nice orange fall color. Big round leaf too, kind of like the Blushing Beauty. Actually pairs really well with the Blushing Beauty, but different spring colors. I actually have a garden where I had this planted right next to Blushing Beauty, and so you get that spring orange and red comparison, and then that fall orange and red comparison.
Yeah, it's a big leaf Acer japonicum. Great to plant next to Akamote or some of those other ones that go to different colors on that new growth. I mean, for japonicums, this is such a fun tree. Very unique, very different. We've got a good one planted out at Hillstone Arboretum that we got from Talon Buchholz himself. And it's a plant that we've just fell in love with. It's a newer Acer japonicum. You don't see that often in the nursery trade, and it is really cool.
All right, what do we got next?
Guys, next we've got Quercus robur, General Pulaski. General Pulaski is just this really contorted, twisting, it's almost like a Shishigashira of an English oak.
Yeah, it looks like it got aphid damage. How cool is that? It's crazy. The original plant, the guy thought it was aphid damage, and then it returned because it's so funky. I mean, people show up and look at this big one in my garden. I've got one that's probably 15 feet now, and it just looks crazy. People are like, what is that? We did a whole highlight on it. And yeah, we joke about it looking like aphid damage, but it looks really cool.
It has this twisting, curly, gnarly leaf. The other thing that's neat about this plant is it does have a more narrow habit, so it fits in a lot of smaller spaces. I mean, for English oaks, they're really difficult to graft. We've got a good set of these. They are gonna sell out today, but it is a really cool tree you should have in your garden.
All right, what's next on your side? We've got Allen's Gold, guys. Check out Allen's Gold. This is a really cool one that has a pine bark interest as well as an insane spring color.
Y'all, this thing leaves out with a bright, bright orange, and it goes to yellow after that. And that's where it got the name of Allen's Gold. And it wasn't later until we were talking with Pat McCracken, and we're like, dude, this is pine bark on it. And he was like, let me go check the original plant. And sure enough, they realized it was a pine bark. It takes later to pine bark, but it has an amazing spring interest. So it's one of the first really good spring interest pine bark Japanese maples.
Man, we're gonna have to air top 5 I recently shot with Maple Collector, because some of his top 5s are on this table today. I love Allen's Gold. It really brings it. High interest for not only spring color, you get some funky color bark on it, you get some incredible fall colors on this one. It was really selected for being such an intense yellow gold in that early spring habit. All right, Tim, what's next on your side?
Looks like I've got Acer Shirasawa Moonrise.
All right, guys, Moonrise back, and these are some big sizes. Look at that Moonrise, excellent size 1 gallons. Always one of our most popular full moon Japanese maples.
We've had the 2-gallon XLs on our website. We're bringing back them in 1-gallon sizes, and we've got some really nice large 1 gallons here. They can ship in smaller boxes, so if you were like, hey, I really wanted a Moonrise, but those larger trees, they've got some good size on those 2 gallons, but they do cost more to ship. These 1 gallons, they fit in our 1-gallon boxes and a lot cheaper to ship.
Pinks, apricot, new growth over top of that yellow to chartreuse green. It's a tree that contrasts with itself. It's gonna look great next to everything in your garden. A little more durable for the south than some of those other like Autumn Moon or Arium. Those need a little bit more protection. This one actually does pretty well. I have it in full sun here in zone 6B. And I've seen it to be a phenomenal performer, even much further south than us.
It's one of my favorite Acer Shirasanum selections found by our good friend Carl Munn. Amazing plant.
All right, what do we got next here, guys? We've got Kotobuki.
Guys, Acer palmatum Kotobuki is an amazing plant. It's one of those plants that really just puts on lots of pink and white variegation to it. And it stays on the shorter side, reaching about 6 to 8 foot in 10 years, but it keeps putting on a lot of good variegation.
Kotobuki is going to bring the drama to your garden, whether you got a geisha gone wild or not. Kotobuki has that intense pink spring color. I mean, it's really noted as being white and pink to the extreme. It's one of the most extremely variegated forms of Aridino Nishiki style variegation. Pruning this one slightly will give you even more intense variegation. Check out our video we did on that. Really great tree and some excellent size 1 gallons right now.
Yeah, some killer 1 gallons on these Kotobuki. Kotobuki means the Japanese drama. Well, now we've offered the Japanese black pine called Kotobuki, and we've got that on the website too currently. That is an amazing plant as well. But the Acer palmatum Kotobuki really adds the drama. I mean, with that pink and white variegation, the summer growth new flushes are even more variegated as well than the spring flush. I mean, this is a plant you're going to really enjoy.
Yeah, great one. So next up here on the table, we've got Noel.
Guys, Noel, this is a selection by our good friend John O'Brien, named after his dog, but it really has those Christmas colors.
Oh, this one's incredible. It really is an interesting plant. It's a variegated sport on Senda Shoujo, so you get everything you like about Senda Shoujo, but almost like an Aridino spike on top of that. You get those cyclical bright pink swirlings going on. So if you like bonsai into Shoujo and Senda Shoujo, man, think about doing a Noel. That would be an incredible variegated bonsai.
Yeah, the spring color is going to look almost the same as something like the Shoujo, but soon as that color starts to change, you start to see all the pink and white flecking and pink and white variegation in some of these green foliage. It is outstanding. Gives you that summer growth of pink red again, and then again that bright fire engine red fall color.
Named by our friend John O'Brien of O'Brien Nursery for his dog Noel.
Yep.
All right, next up, guys, we've got Aunt Irene. Here's one for you.
Thanks, bro. Y'all, you know I love the color yellow. This is a selection that was introduced by Dick Vandermaat as a variegated sport on summer gold. Y'all know I love summer gold, so you know since this is a variegated form of it, I'm gonna love it too. This tree, once it's established, can handle sun just like summer gold, but in the springtime, the ruffled margin that's a different shade of green right now than the yellow that's on the interior part of the leaf can be a bright orange to red. And that just gives this tree such a unique color in that spring. This is an amazing plant that's going to add a lot of interest in your garden.
I mean, I love summer gold. This is a ruffled, variegated form of that. It really brings it. Not only do you get a different leaf color, you get that two-tone variegation going on there. I've had it almost look purple pink. I've had it look orange on that spring border. Really interesting plant overall. Great one for a container garden. Really nice performer. I mean, put this next to your Geisha Gone Wild. It is going to look insane next to that. Any of your pinks really are going to bring out the color. I mean, Noel is a great pairing with Aunt Irene, and one that just continues to show out all season. Even right now, while we're filming this in August, this color is really intense. It's a bright chartreuse green. You're still getting that creamy kind of border to it. Very irregular leaf shape, and it just has something for me in every single season. Typically bright pinks to almost oranges in the fall. It's not uncommon to have pink on the interior red of the leaf, where it's like a light green right now, pink to red, and then like orangey on the outside.
Yeah, it's a really cool tree. Next up, we got Acer japonicum fairy lights. I got one in.
Our table's gonna seesaw here in a minute if I keep handing them to him. It's probably a good time to let him win one. All right, guys, fairy lights. You know this tree. We've talked about it a lot here from Yamina Rare Plant Nursery in Australia. Incredible plant. One of my favorite dwarf japonicums. It just brings it. It's a great one for the container garden. It really works everywhere. I mean, it's going to bring that high intensity fall color you get with Acer japonicums, reds, oranges, and yellows, but all in a nice, small, lace leaf style palette of a compact form.
Yeah, and it competes with Gossamers being one of the smallest Acer japonicum selections. It really puts on that really bright fall color. Its tight, dense, compact habit makes it great for small spaces, fairy gardens, but it really does have a very unique feel, and its leaf is just extremely ornamental. I mean, it is more ornamental and more ornate than Green Cascade. It's more compact. It does have a little bit more of a upright habit because it's so slow growing that it doesn't always get, a lot of weepingness to it. but an amazing small plant that is really unique and really different.
Guys, there's a walkthrough you haven't seen yet. We're going through Buckholtz Gardens. We look at the biggest fairy lights in the United States. You ain't gonna wanna miss that one. Make sure you're subscribed to the Mr. Maple Show. There's a 2-part walkthrough, maybe the best maple garden I've ever seen in the world at Buckholtz Nursery, coming soon. All right, guys, next here on the table, we've got Kurohime.
Asian palmatum kurohime means black princess. That's what it's often translated as, but really just means that black-red color that you see on this new growth. And that can almost be purple at times. It's outrageous. The older growth can get to a bluish green. This dwarf is very unique in that it has a very upright habit. It doesn't have a lot of lateral branching to it. So it fits in a lot of small spaces, but it just keeps putting on lots of great color.
This one is beautiful. It kind of has that Orangiola factor to me. Orangiola has incredible spring color and fall color, but it's got something that nothing else has in the summer. And that's what this one does for me as a dwarf. It's got that kind of pink neon color over top of that weird green, and it really just gives you something I think special in that, you know, right now is August, and it's kind of got a wow factor going on of its own different color changes right now during this season.
That is so true. I think this one is actually underrated for fall color though. I mean, we always talk about its spring color, we always talk about its dwarf habit, but for a new introduction, this one seemed to have a really consistent fall color for us at our gardens at Maplewood Gardens and our gardens at Hillstone Arboretum. And it is just outrageous with some really nice bright orange to reds. Really awesome plant, really unique and very different.
It's a good one. All right, last we've got Amagi Shiguri.
Y'all know Amagi Shiguri because this is a plant we love here. This one's a really nice shade of purple. It stays very small. It's one of the smallest of the reticulated styles, especially the ones that give you that good purple color.
Shout out to Andy. I recently did a top 5 with Andy. I know Amagi Shiguri was in his. It shows up on a lot of people's top 5s. We love doing those. It's fun to highlight different collectors and see what interests them. Amagi Shiguri keeps popping up for good reason. It has insane color in the early spring, looks unreal, can almost get those metallic-y purple shades to it. You know, Brian likes to tell people to put this one in extreme shade. I know he told Corbin, put it in extreme shade, it gets like white with weird purple. So you can really play with the color of this one. Think of this one as the dwarf purple ghost. Really doesn't fit it because it gets to more of a violet color as well.
You want to give it some protection from the hot afternoon sun in hotter climates, but this one can give you some unreal colors of pink purple to purple purple that really seem like they're photoshopped. This one here is really unusual, really different. It has a shorter, more semi-arching habit, which is very unique and very different. Fits in small spaces, great for containers. Pair this with something like Summer Gold or something like the Anirene, and you're gonna have a starkly different colors that are amazing. Shout out to Western Carolina. Matt and I both graduated from there.
Can't
and that's
beat
our colors.
Purple and gold right
Purple
here.
and gold.
Amagi Shiguri, Anirene. That's a sweet pairing right there.
Well, y'all, that was our 10 of our 20 trees getting listed today. Check out that weekly email. If you're not signed up for that, make sure you're signed up. And guys, we've got the open house coming up. That's going to be on Labor Day. So Labor Day this year from 8 to 4. You won't want to miss it.
Hey guys, we really appreciate you tuning in to our daily show here. Tune in tomorrow where we're going to talk about more trees.
Take care
God bless.
and smash that like button.
Have a great day.